Hey guys, I'm Gia Marie.
And I'm Vanity.
And you're watching
Girl, shut the fuck up. Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Period. We're getting better and better at this every single time. I love it.
So, like usual, like you guys know, we definitely want to give a sickening little shout out to Ripcord Houston for sponsoring our show and also for sending us our favorite little Ripcord bar here on set. And guess who's back, you guys? Our favorite Ripcord bartender, Hector!
Hey, Hector. You look cute. The little Houston jersey.
Ew. It's giving me Lauderdale.
Lauderdale. Are you excited to be here again?
I'm very excited to be here
Again. I love it.
Yes, I'm excited to also chat with Miss Ross tonight.
Yes. Well, speaking of Miss Ross, y'all, I want you guys to honestly, she needs no introduction at all. I have gotten the pleasure to not work with her. I have worked with her before and have just been in her presence. She is a living legend here in our city of Houston, Texas. And I want you guys to make a lot of noise in the comments and in the likes for Miss Tommie Ross. Yes. Tommie,
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you to be here. I've known you for quite some time. I'll tell you the very first time I met you that I was in awe. I had already knew who you were before this, but this was the first time you spoke to me. And I had just gotten a job at Hamburger Mary's, and I was in the back, and I was like picking up some ones, or I was exchanging something back there. I was doing probably nothing, I wasn't doing my job, I know that. But I knew Tommie Ross was back there, so I go back there, and you were putting on your corset, and you said, "Hey, excuse me, can you help me just like tie my corset?"
Iconic.
And I was stunned. I was like, absolutely, I'll help you. I had no idea what I was doing, Tommie. I swear to God. Tommie, I had no idea what I was doing with the corset, but you told me to help you tighten it up. And so there I was like pulling on the strings and tightening it up. And you're like, oh, that's good. Thank you so much. And from that day, I was, just been in awe and in love with you.
How could you not?
Thank you.
I love you so much, Tommie.
Oh my gosh, how are you feeling?
How are you, Tommie?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I feel
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Do it. I love that.
So, I know that when we spoke about you coming on the show, I really wanted to talk. We definitely want to touch on your, achievements and your legacy in our community in the pageant world. But also, we really want to get to know Tommie Ross as the woman. But before we get there, I did some research, and I know you are a Houston native.
Yes.
You were born in 3rd Ward, I believe. 3rd Ward in Houston, Texas.
Wow.
Yes, I watched an interview she did with I can't remember the news station, but it was when you were Grand Marshal for the Gay Pride Parade.
ABC News.
Yes, it was ABC.
Wow.
I watched your interview, and in the interview, that's where I found out that in 1967 or 8, you saw Diana Ross for the first time on television.
On the Ed Sullivan Show.
On the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh my God.
And that was your inspiration to not only being an entertainer. Well, I don't know. Was that your inspiration of, where was the inspiration to transition? Where did that come in for you?
Where did the inspiration to transition?
Yeah, how?
Well, ironically, I didn't know about transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
So in those earlier years, I just hung out in the gay scene. It wasn't until later on, maybe in the 80s, when I even found out about actually transitioning.
Wow.
So for those first maybe 10 years in the community, I was just considered myself gay.
Yeah.
But I often wonder why I was unable to connect with my gay friends. And then later on, I realized, I'm not like y'all. I'm different.
Wow.
And that's the real tea.
You know what?
I had that revelation before.
I do have to say, I got a little ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say.
I got a little ahead of myself. I was excited that Tommie Ross said, I'm not going to lie.
Please apologize to
I'm
the
so
icon.
sorry, Tommie. We did not.
I don't know how to explain this behavior.
We, our beautiful bartender here, Hector, you are so beautiful.
Thank you,
You
guys.
have prepared a couple drinks for us.
I've prepared some alcoholic drinks for
The girls.
the girls
for
the
Gia,
fucking girls.
for sure.
And then Miss Ross is non-alcoholic, but
Yes.
I will include everything but the alcohol in the cocktail.
Yay.
And what we're making today is going to be called a fancy cock.
Which we love here.
Inside of a champagne glass.
It's a champagne flute. Yeah.
Is this a flute?
Just pour it, baby.
Go ahead. What do you got? What is it?
Please,
I'll pass
pass
this
my
down.
drink.
So basically, initially, what it is, again, 4 simple ingredients, which is gonna be vodka, Tito's, and we have some cranberry juice, and we have some.
I haven't even think it's that.
So it's initially like a Long Island, but with vodka.
Yeah, I
Got
love
it.
it. It tastes really good. I like it.
And so,
Uh-oh.
while Hector breaks everything on set, we actually love to like have this cute little icebreaker that we like to play with our guests. So we have them pick between the 2 games that we have here. We have Pick Your Poison, or we have Never Have I Ever. So we would love if you could pick a game so we can kind of get to know you a little bit better.
Never have I ever.
Yes.
While
I
we
love
do
it.
that, here you go. Pick
Okay,
yours.
so we're gonna pick some Never Have I Ever's from our bowl. Okay, I have one. Vanity, you grab yours. And Tommie Ross, the way it's gonna work is, if you've never done it, then you don't have anything. You don't have a story for it. But if you actually have done it, we'd like to hear the
We'd
story.
love to hear it.
Let us know. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so never have I ever bought my siblings something I wasn't supposed to. Never.
Never have I ever.
Never. She's
Girl,
never done
I
that.
was the only child.
Right, fuck
Oh
a
my
sibling.
God, really,
Yeah.
really? Oh wow.
I love
Okay.
it. Lucky you.
Okay, lucky you.
Sometimes I had to just imagine I could eat at night, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Never have I ever kissed more than one person in one day. Now, before you jump at it, let her answer.
Okay.
Never have I ever kissed more than one person in one day.
It could.
Well, yes, I have.
I was gonna say it could be cheek kisses.
Yeah, I have.
Right. Okay, so
I had to
Especially
pause
like at a
you.
family reunion.
reunion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
know
she
how,
likes to think of it.
I don't know, I know
At the
it's
show.
really big. Yeah, at the shows when you grab a doll, you kind of pull in for a little just cheek kiss for a
Yeah.
little bit. That's a thing for sure.
Yeah.
What, have you kissed more than one person in one day?
Absolutely.
That's why I had to pause the show, because we have a whore on set.
No,
in case
don't tell her that. What's
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Where are my manners?
Oh, how dare you?
Will you pass me Miss Ross's?
Yes, of course. This is for Miss Tommie.
I would love if we could have a cute little cheers just among us girlfriends.
Here we are.
Cheers.
Season 3. I
Let me
love
have a
it.
sip.
Okay, and
Oh, it's terrible. It's so good. Just for like all time's sake, let's just do one more. Just
Okay,
so we
cool.
can kind of have.
just a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Well,
Look, they chose
sometimes
themselves.
when you ask God, He delivers. You know.
How it can't be.
I can't bend. I'm so like faja down. Jesus Christ.
Let's see what you got, Van.
Never have I ever got. Well, what now? Never have I ever gotten arrested. If you have, raise your hand.
Yeah.
You have?
Please
Tommie,
tell us.
You have to let us know.
Okay. One night I was at this club called Big Yo's.
Okay.
It was this club here in Houston, Texas, and I came outside, and the police came up and handcuffed me.
Wow.
They had a picture of this other girl. I'm not going to say her name.
Right.
Had a picture of another girl, and they thought it was me, and they handcuffed me.
Right.
I didn't get arrested.
Right, you were
I was
detained.
handcuffed.
Wow.
and-
So no mugshot or nothing.
No.
No,
Well,
thank
lucky
I didn't go
you.
down. No, I didn't go down.
There you go. So they confused you for another girl.
Yes.
Wow.
And then everybody, no, that's not her. That's not her. And they let me go.
They're like, that's not her. That's Tommie.
But I was like, take the picture, y'all. Take the
y'all get the shot. Get the shot.
Period.
Oh my God, that is too funny.
Oh my gosh,
Tommie. I
have
never
you?
knew you. I've never been arrested.
Hi.
Well, all the shit that I've done in my life, you would think so, but thank God.
That's why I'm so gagged.
He's on my side.
I'm the most innocent person like
You've been
on
in
this
jail.
couch, and okay, relax. I've been in jail. It's actually
She
insane.
has told me I was actually there when they released her. I made sure my mother called. My mother was like, "Hey, they got Vanity. Like, we're gonna go pick her up." And I was like, "I'm going. Wait for me. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm going with you."
And you would think it was I was like, maybe, I don't even know how old. And it was such a traumatizing experience for me. I was like, please, I'm just a little tranny. And you would think that maybe like my sister would have some like compassion for me. The second I walked out of that bitch, it was a phone on me like, how do
Nah,
you
it was
feel?
recorded.
How do you
I
feel?
had to fully record her, Tommie. I couldn't just let her get away with that.
It was very like,
It was
Kim,
so-
stop taking
It
pictures.
was
Your sister's
so
getting arrested.
funny. No, but no,
you
I've
for
never
that.
been arrested. Thank God.
Have you, Hector?
Well, yes, several times.
Well, yes.
PI, and then I had, driving with narcotics.
Oh,
Okay,
And this was all luckily while I was underage, but
luckily, he said.
luckily.
I was arrested, and it was not only in just any jail; it was in Pasadena jail.
Yeah.
Same
But,
here.
You know,
Southeast.
that's how that goes.
Throwing it out there.
So, okay, Tommie, so you said that when you first were coming out, you didn't identify or you couldn't connect with your gay friend. So what was it that like switched? Like what was it that made you, I guess, realize that you were, or that you wanted to transition, or that you wanted to take that step?
Well, like I said, it was a long period, maybe like 10 to 12 years. I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know anything about transitioning, so I just assumed that I was different. That my gay friends would talk about their rendezvous and things of that nature, and I just thought that was, ew, that's gross. you know?
you're like,
okay.
"Not me."
But I later went to a club and saw a trans woman, and then I realized it was somebody who I could relate to.
Wow.
And then that's when I started researching and doing the things. And I truly believe if I had a knew early on, I wouldn't have never probably became Tommie Ross. Because I would have went through the whole
Wow.
thing. But because I didn't know, and by the time I did find out, I was already Tommie Ross. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So you actually had already kind of, I mean,
Used
well, you've always been known, well, your name has always been Tommie, right?
Right.
So that's, I think forgive me for, but I think it was Tommie Jones. Tommie Jones, that's your government
Get
name.
your homework.
Well,
Right.
before you changed your name, and so you've always been known as Tommie.
Tommie, right.
Right. And then did you start doing shows before transitioning? Or-
Yes.
Okay, so then,
Yes.
and that's kind of where the Diana Ross
Yes.
inspiration came
Yes.
into. By the way, Diana Ross is a beautiful inspiration to have.
I know.
have to
I
say.
mean, and it so resonates. Like I literally just feel like the essence already.
I do.
Like you walking into the studio.
Oh, look, okay. Y'all are so sweet. I got gifts and she's being so sweet.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
And
I have
Tell
tell
me
me
more.
right the fuck now.
Ready? Let's do it together.
Wait.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
See, I can't do that.
No, you can't.
I cannot.
Oh my God,
You're
you're
lying.
on.
Try
No,
it
I'm
this time.
serious.
Try it. It's a little.
Okay.
Oh my
no.
god, those are so cute.
They're so beautiful.
It's her on him.
See, I can't do
That's
Like,
it.
I got
okay.
fans,
That's
but
okay.
don't know how to clack them. I'm
Right.
sorry.
You're already an icon. You don't
Yeah,
need it.
there
But
you
look,
go.
but look, I have to.
Right, she's like this. That's how she is talking.
Girl.
These are beautiful.
Oh,
Look
thank
at
you
these
so
photos.
much.
I wish I would have.
You know what this photo gives? You know what this photo gives me, Tommie? It gives me stop in the name of love. Before you break.
That's
what
enough.
that
That's
gives-
enough.
Okay.
Copyright.
You're right. We don't have the money for
Thank
that.
you so much for this.
You're
I
welcome.
absolutely will
Thank
be
you,
finding
Tommie.
myself.
We appreciate this.
It's something about I'm just a hot ass bitch, you know. It's always so warm.
Baby, she sweats like a whore in church. Miss Tommie, I
Absolutely,
promise
like
you.
Gia in church. So I'm really intrigued because so of course as we were talking about in preparation for this episode and stuff, I am familiar with you just through seeing you out in the community and stuff, but I've never really had one-on-one. So this is our first time getting to know each other. I'm just so interested, and I know Tommie Ross, you're obviously a legend. Toni Braxton has nothing on you. You're a living legend, of course. My thing is I really want to get to know Tommie Ross, the woman, outside of all of the legendary things, because I just I was mentioning in our very first episode, I just feel every time we talk with our guests, there's always little nuggets of wisdom that I could take and just keep in my pocket, and I just know that
Miss
you're
Tommie
about to
Ross
hand
got it.
me every nugget in
Absolutely.
the motherfucking building. So what has it been like for you just navigating, I guess, your community now as a trans woman? I guess early on and now where you are in your life today.
The journey has been really, really nice. I don't have any horror stories, any bad situations where I was caught off guard or because I'm a very shy individual. So I think
Really?
I think that has kept me in a place where I didn't put myself out a lot. So And when I first started transitioning, ironically, I was androgynous for a long time. Because I'm so shy, I didn't want
Attention.
the attention.
Wow.
So I would kind of stay
In the back.
in the shadows.
Wow.
Even times when I used to fly, I used to put on headphones to pretend like I was listening to
listening to
things
something.
because I didn't want to be approached.
Wow, it's kind of like that thing. Paris Hilton kind of made it famously where she pretends to be on her phone.
Yes.
Even though there's no one on there,
Yes.
she'll pretend to be on her phone just so that she doesn't have to talk to
Yes.
people.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
And like, where does have you always been shy? Like even as a child?
Always.
Have you
always,
really?
Always.
Wow.
And I believe the reason why I was so shy was because when I was young, much younger, I was a chronic stutterer.
Okay.
So I didn't talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want people to talk to me because then it would force me to talk. So it kind of made me grow into staying in the background. And drag was a way of speaking without using my voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, because I was going to say, when I was looking at, doing my little research there, I think the earliest date that I can remember was 19, what was it, 1960? No, fuck. Let me.
It's the alcohol.
I know, just give me a sec. I have it in here, but I know that it was like 1996 is when you won Miss Florida Continental. That was your prelim to Continental.
Correct.
But you actually had started way before then in 1998 with Miss Gay Texas. That was your prelim in 1998. Or was it?
88.
88, my bad. Did I say 98?
Yeah. 87 was my prelim when I won Miss Gay Texas, and then I went on as Miss Gay Texas to go win Miss Gay US of A.
So you being the shy girl that you were, I mean, did pageantry just call you or?
Well, up until then, all I had to really get through doing the US of A systems would be interview. But Continental was the first time that I actually had to speak on the mic. So that kind of pushed me.
And
to
talk.
And if you can like take yourself back into like those moments where you are like, we're like, hey, by the way, you guys are gonna talk on the mic. Like, what was kind of going through? Like, were you like going through the gigs? I need to know.
My toes curled and braided themselves, and it was really a nerve-wracking time.
Yeah. Wow. And like, how did you get yourself to like go through? Were you like, bitch, fake it till you make it? Like,
I wanted
did you
to
have,
win.
Ooh,
Period.
I wanted to win.
You wanted to win.
And those were the criteria, so I had to master those criteria in order to get the crown.
And I just want to let it be known, if you guys have not seen Tommie Ross, any of her Continental performances or her Continental winning performance or talents, please look them up on YouTube. They are phenomenal. If you guys want to see high production, and I'm talking, dancers, extras, props, the whole nine, just everything included. Like, Tommie Ross is the essence of what a performer is supposed to be, you know.
Totally.
She gives you, now I did notice you're not a big dancer. You don't do a lot of dancing, but what I will say is that you give emotion. You make people feel.
Well, when have you ever seen Diana Ross dance?
True.
Clock that tea. Clock that tea.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I
And
was
that's
gonna
very
bring that.
true. But like I said, one instance it will live in my mind for the rest of my life, Tommie.
So
You performed Creep, the song Creep. And towards the end of the song, it's like, I'm a creep, I'm a weird. You crawled onto the stage and you crawled towards the back and you like huddled in and you just gave such a performance that I couldn't take my eyes off you. I literally was watching a movie.
Yeah.
You are, I love everything about you and your performance style. It truly is an inspiration.
Yeah.
Tommie.
Like what comes to mind for me is like, I think like you're just the like epitome, like she said, you have like the essence. You're the epitome of like what I think trans women should just be. Like, you hold yourself with such a cadence that I feel like it's so inspiring, because I think where we're at now, I think a lot of like younger trans girls and trans girls of this generation, I'll include myself, but bitch, I'm not the one. like I feel like younger trans girls and like trans of this generation are just they're just nothing like the way I think like the girls before hold themselves up to be. You know what I mean? So I guess I just wanted to like say like like you're
Oh,
such an
thank
inspiration
you.
for that because I just love that.
Yeah. It brings me to a kind of a topic. So we know Tommie Ross as the legend. We know Tommie Ross as a performer, as Miss Continental, former Miss Continental. But what is Tommie Ross like in love? Have you ever been in love, Tommie?
Oh, of course.
You have?
Of course.
Please.
What does that
spill.
look like for you? Or
I'm an Aries. So
me,
Wow.
I'm an
This is like what the spectrum looks like. Wild, content. Yeah.
So, you know, Aries can be very controlling.
Yes.
But we can also be extremely nurturing, affectionate.
Absolutely.
But we have really, really keen intuition.
Yes.
So there was a time when I used to fall in love with the guys that needed fixing. Because for so many years I thought I was the fixer.
Yes, girl.
I'm about to cry.
I know
this
that's
day.
right.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought I was the fixer. And some I did fix, but others I didn't. And then I had to come to a realization that what I want for you maybe is not what you want for yourself.
Right.
So I had to start letting
I'm about to
people
cry.
live their lives and being themselves. But my intuition is so keen, it's really hard to love me.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's hard to love me.
I feel that. I
know it before it happens.
Yeah. You're like, baby, I already know. Before it's gonna happen, I know.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I just resonate with that so much because I think like I'm so dramatic, but I just
So am I though.
you're like hitting me right in the pussy. Like it's just really because you know what? I just think like, you know, whether cis or trans, like I think women often find themselves to be the ones that fall into that like I guess state of mind where we feel like because we just like love different than men do.
Of course.
So we give ourselves in such a way to men that I don't think even men know how to like comprehend. And I think like to them it's like I guess I'm like so flustered because you really got me there. But I'm just trying to say like yes, we fall short to that idea where we have to be the ones to help these men and like fix them and like show them like what life could look like if you try for yourself.
Yeah.
And like what I'm realizing in my life now is like that you can't want things for other people because oftentimes like the things that you want for other people, it sometimes mirrors your own life and it's things that you probably like want for yourself and that you should want for yourself. And I mean, who better to focus on than yourself? You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
you got me.
And the majority of men, like men who think as men, really long for their mothers. So therefore, when they connect with a trans woman, it's that motherly thing.
Yes.
But they also don't like to be told things.
Right, they don't want to be told what to do.
Because then it confuses their ego.
Yeah.
So then they become resentful of the power that you are, even though they're drawn to you.
Yeah, they're drawn to it.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think that
I'm hot.
I was also going to include, would you consider that in a straight male or a gay male? Because do they yearn for
all
the
of them,
mother
girl.
as a gay male or as a straight male? What type of guys
Well,
are you talking about?
only the guys that I've ever dealt with have been who considered themselves
Were they
straight.
gay?
right. I was gonna say
Heterosexual
More
guys.
like heterosexual.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
what would we do with a punk? You know what I mean? What would we do with him?
No, we
that.
help those two.
No. I got my own shit.
I guess so. I do kind of have a question, and I've asked this question to other women as well. Have you ever been in the situation where maybe. Have you ever been in the situation where you loved someone and they didn't love you the way you loved them?
No.
No? Wow, you're lucky. You're a lucky woman, Tommie.
No.
That's
No.
a tough cookie to crumble.
But like I said, they've loved me so strong to where it scared them though. It scared them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to, I mean, like, this literally, I had a feeling that this was gonna happen. Like, you're just speaking to, like, my soul. Like, I need to know, like, when, in those moments, like, how do you handle the ending of, like, of a man, like, leaving you because, and you knowing it's on them and not you? Like, how do you handle that ending?
In the moment, it's very challenging because it's why me. But in the long run, every man that I've ever fell in love with and they fell in love with me, I know that I still hold a place in their heart. So even though we aren't together, I know that the time that they were with me, they learned something and they grew.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the girls need to call and thank me because I made them better.
Clock that tea. Bitch, because if it wasn't for her, you'd be in the
That's right, Miss Comer said y'all need to call and thank
me personally.
Absolutely.
Wow. I knew it was going to be good.
Okay.
I knew it was going to be good.
Miss Tommie has some wisdom.
Let me tell you something. When we wrap this episode, I'm going to be that mirror just, I'm just like going through it.
Y'all need a shot.
No, it'll take me there. It'll take me there.
No, I really appreciate you being open because, I feel like the conversation of trans women, dating and trans women being in love or even in that whole situation, I feel like sometimes we don't talk enough about it with each other. And it's kind of like only we'll really understand what that's like because as trans women, our friends they can be there and say like, girl, you're better than him. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be good. But no one really understands what it is like to, love a man or maybe want to be with someone and it just doesn't work out. And because I feel like sometimes as trans women, that's all we really yearn for is that like love, that commitment, that partnership. Because that's what, you see in the movies and you see your friends getting into,
and we're people. Like,
yeah. It seems like sometimes it might be the hardest for trans women to achieve that.
Yeah.
But I also think a lot of trans women are broken people as well.
Yes.
And a lot of trans women come into transition or come into being from trauma. And they're trying to separate what their childhood was and create a whole new persona. And just because you may dress the book up a certain way, if you haven't worked on the content, men are going to realize that, so that's where that disconnect maybe comes from.
Yeah.
Wow, Rich, clock that motherfucking tea.
Don't read me the filth, Miss.
Please keep it light on us.
I'm just letting you know. Don't.
It's warm.
No, that is beautiful, and I do agree with that. I do think that sometimes it could just be, like you said, the traumas that you come from of your past or something that kind of, and I think that's a big reason why. Knowing your self-worth and knowing your self-value and loving yourself more than you can love any other man or anyone in the world is really important to trans women. Especially, to everyone, but especially to trans women. Because sometimes we do come a little broken. Sometimes we do come with some cracks.
And you have men out there who can sense that.
Yeah, and they like prey on it a little bit. Yeah, they specifically go after that part of you.
Yeah, and I think self-reflection is just such a beautiful thing. Like it's so challenging because I think a lot of times we're just wired to like not wanna. Like, I guess, be at fault or, like, try and, like, blame ourselves for things,
And that normally happens when you're in large settings.
Yeah.
When you're in settings with other girls, you don't want to be that one in that group.
Yeah.
So you pretend.
Right.
But when you're by yourself, you can do a lot of self-reflection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, that's such a good point because think about it. Like, when you go to sleep, when you wake up, this sounds corny, but let's keep it real. Like, you are by yourself. Like,
Exactly.
That's when you are alone.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just can't believe like I'm being dragged on this couch today. But you know what? I do have to make it a point because like I'm obsessed with you already. I'm obsessed with your spirit. But I want to make it a point at one time. I don't know if you remember this, but I did want to. I think it's very important, not just in queer community, but trans girl community. I think it's important to understand that like people who came like before us know these trials and tribulations. And I don't know if you remember, but at one point I really wanted to have like a trans woman who was already of some history and had like some like notches in her belt and experience with like a younger girl. Because I mean, well, thank God, look at the universe. I feel like it's happening right here, right now.
Absolutely.
Because I just think it's important. I think like I mentioned before, where we're at with trans girls now, it's so different from the way I think the way it like started and came up. And obviously trans women and trans people have existed far longer than any of us here.
Absolutely.
But like I just think it's really important that we see like, well, one, like what your life can be if you let it be, and two, just like not everyone's against you, so like really like take these words of wisdom, and bitch, I'm talking to y'all, take these words of wisdom all the way down.
And being trans isn't about a game. It's not about how many men you can fool. It's not about how, in what places you can go in and not be clocked. It's an inner thing.
Absolutely.
It's an inner thing. And I think that's a lot of where the definition or the essence has been lost.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
I 1000% agree with you, because I feel like these days, and I'm not gonna lie, I have fallen victim to it as well.
We all have.
Especially in like the earlier days or whatever, when you're fresh off those like hormones and you feel like the
Hot out the
fishiest
grease.
you've ever felt. You know what I'm saying?
Hot out the
Hot out the
grease.
grease.
You wanna see like, oh, I'm gonna walk into this bar and see if I'm clockable or not. And I want to see how many men I can take down. Which ones are gonna fall. But in hindsight, that literally doesn't make you more trans than the girl behind you.
Clock it. Because
You know what I'm
guess
saying?
what?
It
It
really
still
does
says
not.
M on that license.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
It still says M.
Unless you got to change.
Unless you got to
legally,
change. Let me know where to go.
I couldn't agree with you more on that fact. It is not a game. It really has. I mean, for me, I lived my, for the majority of my life until I was about 24, a gay boy. Don't regret any of those days. I love, how I came up and the person I am. But I always knew there was something different. I wasn't the same as my gay friends. I had a bunch of gay friends, Hector being one of them. I wasn't the same as them. But I got along with them still.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I was about 24, I started to wonder, and I started to really think, like, I mean, is this who I want to be for the rest of my life? Like, is this...
Wonder.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I just questioned it so hard for so long. And it actually wasn't until I was 26 that I started hormones, because that's how long I pretty much questioned myself. And then when I turned 26, I finally was just like, you know what? I'm going to just do it. I want to live my life as Gia, as a trans woman, as a woman. I wanted to be known as, be respected as, be talked to as. I wanted to be seen as a woman, because that's how I felt inside. So I think that the transitioning, I never regret it, although it is a journey. It's a journey and it's a tough one. But I don't regret any of it, because I feel like it truly is who I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
It is my authentic self, my most authentic person.
Yeah.
So
I know. I was just about to. I'm going to share my sweat towel with her.
Yeah, please, thank you. I get a little emotional when I talk about that, just because it just means so much to me. I think that being a gay boy was fun, and I love that life too. But there's nothing like truly living your own. Even if I'm still clockable to this day, or even if someone can still tell that I'm not hiding any part of me. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm trans.
Yeah.
Or the fact, or anything. I know I'm trans, and I love that life, and I love the life I live now, and I love who I am and how people see me, and that's just, I'm just really, I love being a tranny. I'm sorry.
Me too, to be honest. It's my favorite thing about me.
And see, for me, if I had a knew early on, I wouldn't have never even probably experienced the whole gay lifestyle.
Yeah. Because you would have known to like that you.
Because I always felt different. I always sat like this as a child.
As a woman,
Being potty trained, I was always sitting down and doing the stand. It was so many. Once I looked back on it, it was so much stuff that it was in me from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boys, my little friends, looked at me as the girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you always wanted to be like the girl character or like the female. Always.
And it's not that she wanted to be, it's that she was.
That she was.
That
You're
she was.
absolutely right.
No, totally. And you know what? Speaking of like early beginnings and like childhood and stuff, can you like dissect that a little bit for us? What was that like for you growing up? Like, you're from Houston, correct? Third
Born and
ward.
raised,
Third
yes.
ward. What was early life for you like?
Like I said, never any trauma, no being bullied at school because all the girls liked me, and then all the boys liked me as well. So I had the best of both worlds.
Which is so special because I mean, of course, like I'm sure time was such different. It still is like an issue now, but it's so different from when you were coming up and stuff like that.
Of course.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Because back when I was coming up in the Stone Ages, there was no social media. So
lucky you.
Everything was, you had to do it by word of mouth or by phone.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays, you just push a button and it's out there for everybody to see.
So, because you, like you said, you came up in a different time. Can you describe the first time you ever went into a gay bar or a gay club or... Like, what was that like for you?
The summer year, we were going into the 12th grade. My good friends, they discovered and told me about a gay bar. So the whole summer, we would go to this place called the Cove Disco.
The what?
Cove Disco.
That's so British.
It's the,
That's okay, you're a legend. You can do what you want.
You do what you want.
Alabama Theater, right there on Alabama. It's
West Alabama? That's the only Alabama I know.
West?
Yeah.
It's the theater.
Uh-huh.
We would go there every Friday and Saturday, but we were too afraid to go on the inside, so we would just go and sit in the car and watch all the action
Oh my
go
God.
on and on and on. This went on for maybe like 6 weeks.
Wow.
Then finally we got the nerve to go inside.
Uh-huh.
And when we went inside, it was like we had entered into another world.
Wow. Yes.
And we went there on a Sunday, and like I said, that was my first time seeing a drag show. And on the drag show, amongst all the drag queens, this one lady came out named Champagne, and I could instantly see it was something different. It was like, and I knew instantly.
That was a connection.
Yeah.
I love her name. That was Champagne.
Okay, so that being your first time, having that gay bar experience and being around those people, what was it? I guess were you like wearing makeup and like dressing?
No,
you were just being Tommie.
I had my probably 22-inch waist, my tight jeans. That's back when wedges were also had on my wedges.
Oh yes.
My Jerry curl.
Oh my God.
I'm fish.
I know.
You know what? I was gonna make a point. I would say, I know you say like you're shy and stuff like that. It's that Aries in you. I just know you have that fiery spirit.
Oh, I do.
I also think she became Miss Continental.
Yeah,
You're right. I should do my own.
And speaking of Miss Continental, I know you won Miss Continental in 1999, correct?
Correct.
That was,
2000.
and that's, winning Miss Continental for what I know is like pretty much the highest form, other than like the one that you go to like Thailand to compete.
And
right?
Miss Gay US of A.
Miss Gay
I
US
won
of
that in '88. I think we had 78 contestants.
Wow. And you won.
And one out of 78 girls, girl. Period.
So sorry to you other bitches.
How many contestants is it nowadays?
I mean, it varies. Yeah, it varies.
year to
I
year.
think this year they have something like maybe 25
Yeah,
plus
it's not
girls or
that
something
many.
like
So out of
that.
78 contestants, you won?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how you know you're that
How?
You're that girl.
I was
That's
just
how you
gonna
know
say
you're that girl.
when going into preparation for a pageant, especially of that like magnitude, what's going through your mind? What are we?
I'm an Aries.
Yes, right.
Diana Ross is the Aries.
Right.
Period. Yeah.
So that attention to detail is what motivates me.
Yes.
And in fact, competing, the preparation is what I enjoy the most.
Really?
Competing, like I said, makes my toes curl.
Yeah, the night of is
just
yeah.
the night of the in the moment, everything. I'm
Yeah.
just a nervous wreck.
Oh my God.
But it's the preparation and the preparing and all that stuff that's like.
Which
gives
is,
me the
I mean,
most
so
joy.
smart because truly, let's be honest, the competition is when you get to show off your preparation, the attention
Exactly.
to detail. So the preparation obviously matters way more than like
Right.
what the fuck else.
Okay, if you can go back to that we'll take Miss Continental. If you can go back to 1999, the night of final night, you know, this is the night you're showing out everything. What were you the most nervous for? Like what had you on your toes the most?
Evening gown. J.D. Martin, beautiful gown. Beautiful gown. My dressers had zipped me up, and they didn't have it in the right place. So when they zipped it, the zipper broke.
Oh, I think it pinched you.
So they sewed me up in the back, but they didn't give me a chance to look in the mirror. So when I went out and modeled, I just knew that all the back was open. But luckily they had camouflaged everything. So I was the most nervous when they were doing the calling of the placements. 'Cause I just knew that was clockable and that I hadn't won. So that's why when they called me out the winner, you know, you hear me that because I was totally shocked.
Yeah, wow.
Isn't that crazy how in something like that, a zipper can just absolutely knock you all the way to the bottom?
Absolutely take you out the game.
And if they would have allowed me to see it, I would have more confidence when I was out there modeling.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
You know, and
Yeah,
stuff.
but
it was
I was
like-
trying to camouflage and hide.
But you know
Should've
what?
been the back
Yeah.
backwards.
Thank God you didn't see it because, I mean, I'm sure your performance absolutely sold it.
Yeah,
You think that would have
absolutely.
changed the odds?
If you had seen
Well, no, because if I had seen it, I would have twirled more.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I would have
Like, I
twirled
would've
and gave
Right.
it over my back looks and stuff.
She's such a
Absolutely,
woman.
she
I
really
live,
is.
bitch. I live.
So you obviously won Miss Continental that night, and that changed your life. I mean, in some ways, as far as show goes.
US of A. in
US of
88.
A in 88
Yeah,
changed you.
that changed my life.
Continental was 99.
Wow. How? What? Why? Why would
Because,
you say?
like I said, they had all those contestants, so that means I had to go to all those preliminaries.
Mm-hmm.
I had to catch flights. I had never really been flying and stuff, so it just US of A really was my foundation to what pageantry was all about.
Wow.
You know, so I had to go and connect with other people, had to fly different places, get myself from there to the hotel. You know, it was just a lot of
It was a lot.
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. So Jerry Bird basically took me along and educated me on that.
Wow.
I was
journey.
gonna ask, and I think the answer might be obvious, but do you think like Tommie Ross before that moment was a completely different woman from the Tommie Ross after, like everything?
Well, ironically, that you would say that. No, in fact, Tommie Ross, I always knew what I wanted to be and how I wanted to do it. So even with some of Jerry Bird's advice, I wanted to stay true to who I was. So,
Yeah.
so it was certain things that he had told me I needed to do and should do because of my career and wanted me to do different things, but I had to remind him that I was representing my black community and I need to stay true to that.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that I did.
Of course.
But
Absolutely.
I went in, and you also have to realize when I won Miss US of A, I was already 28. So I was already grown.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was a new person.
Yeah.
I was just new in the pageant world.
in the
Wow.
pageant system.
know.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
it's like very much the definition of like I'm not new to this, I'm true to this.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's very much the
Absolutely,
definition.
No, I totally see, and I love that. I mean, what a beautiful story to sort of understand. Have you ever thought about writing a
Like a memoir?
a memoir, like a biopic?
So many people have been asking me that, and I probably need
I feel like
to.
I've asked
Do
you in the
it.
past.
You
I
have,
have.
while I still have my memory.
Yes,
good,
Tommy.
I do have some stories.
I'm telling
You
you,
should.
Tommy. if
I
you
would
just,
buy it.
if you just get yourself a good old ghostwriter and tell them, look, baby, you just write down
Right.
everything I tell you,
Yeah.
and just, I think it would be
You know,
phenomenal.
yeah.
I'd love to see a memoir or a biopic.
Me too.
Of you, Miss Tommie Ross.
I can see the cover. It's like a dark chocolate brown
And she's
cover,
just there.
and you're just in there just...
You know, and your one promo pic where you're holding your hat like that, you give me very, like a really young Whitney Houston. You look so beautiful. Like, it's just the mug. Just this being highlighted is beautiful, Tommy. I mean,
Thank you.
You are a natural model. You are a natural entertainer. You have so much to give to the world. And honestly, anyone who ever comes in and cross paths with you
It's so
should feel
lucky.
very lucky and very
Absolutely.
blessed to at least have known you until I've talked to you. Like I have, I'm
Yeah.
sure, Vanity.
Yeah, if you
I
could
could
kick me
consider
after, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Boom, just a good kick. And you know what? Speaking of like sickening pictures and stuff like that, I don't know if you know this, Tommie Ross, but we have a sickening game that we like to play on this
Just this
show.
fun little game
If
here.
you've never heard of it, it's actually called Is It Giving
TS
or CD? So explain
Pointing
to
at you.
Oh, are you good? Explain to our good Judy what the
So,
T
Miss Tommie, the way this game goes is Vanity's gonna pick out some photos, and basically we just like to vote. It's a lighthearted game for everyone out there watching. Please do not take offense to it. We are just having fun, and like I said time and time again, you could be giving CD today and TS tomorrow. You just never know,
Okay.
Miss Tommie. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You could you could change up the makeup skills, and all of a sudden you're giving us TS.
Yeah.
So like I said, Vanity's gonna pick some photos out, and we just
How do
vote.
you feel about the name of the game?
Are y'all gonna show them to the people?
Yeah, so we put them up on the screen,
Okay.
and we'll put them up so that the people can see, and we just like let the girls know, hey, you could work on this or you could work on that.
Right.
And this is what's giving it CD or
Right.
this is what's giving TS. You can give a little pointer here
Yeah.
and there. I think the girls
And
will appreciate it.
we're no different. If Gia needs some pointers, tell her.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see a little stubble coming through, especially on this top lip, because I haven't had it done in a minute, just let me know.
Just let her know. Just let her know. Okay, so Miss Tommie Ross, is this picture giving you, the person in this photo, are they giving you TS or CD? She looked at me like, bitch, shut your mouth. I want you guys to see this.
Let me see again though.
Jump scare.
And don't worry, we don't know that.
Just say CD.
Honestly, I don't.
I mean,
Just say it.
But
go ahead.
hold on. But in actuality though, I'm looking at her arms.
Yes.
They are not strong.
No, you're
The
right.
breasts are giving real breasts with
Right,
nipples.
the little body.
So it's giving me actually woman
Right.
in makeup, not even TS.
Wow.
Like a woman in makeup.
Yeah, this is giving that. Girl, Miss Annalise is gonna be so proud of that she got that from Miss Tommie Ross. It is giving natural
Wow.
born woman.
I don't
and
think
you
you
know
know
what,
what you
Miss
did.
Tommie? I'm not even
gonna
gonna
hold
lie
you.
to you. I'm not gonna hold you. It is. It
It's
is
giving
kind of
woman.
giving a
Her
bit of a woman.
arms, those
Not strong at all.
and
Now-
the breasts look real. I don't
And
see
it-
an Adam's apple.
You're
So
sure
it's giving
right.
me a woman in makeup.
I will say,
Absolutely.
even women have armpit hair. PCOS is
True.
real.
And nowadays they are.
They're not
They're
shaving
shaving
it.
it either. But you know what really gets me? It's the whole my sister Annalise, she loves that going for that like trailer trashy, and it's giving me like the missing nail, the missing nail on the cigarette.
Say it
Like just
again.
She's
I
in the
love
parking
this
lot
Annalise.
fighting.
So I will personally vote.
TS.
I'll vote TS.
I can't. How am I supposed to disagree with Tommie Ross? It's TS. Who am I? Who do I think I am?
Okay.
Okay, we have one more. Let's do it.
Miss Tommie Ross, is this giving you TS or CD?
It's the drag out for me.
She's looking for a big-
I am ready.
CT.
I hope audio picked that up.
She said CD.
ABCD.
She said CD DVD.
Yes, that's my sister.
I'm fucking living.
She said CD on this one. But you know what? My sister is trying. She is trying with the hat. She's
Yeah.
swept
What
the
is that?
Girl, Miss Patty.
Genuinely should protect the Baba Dick.
Yeah, that's my sister Penny. Y'all stop being mean to her. She loves it. She's
No,
like, no, but CD for
And I
sure,
think it's
mama.
the
Because you know
hand.
what? All that makeup
It
baby.
is.
And the hand.
It is. The hand is strong.
The hand is thick.
The hand
It
is
is. It is.
She looks she'll knock you the fuck out with one
Boy
punch.
Oh my god. Tommy, and just for good measure, I saw this photo online, and I just wanted to show you. This was a little photo that I found of
with
you
Erica.
with Erica Andrews, and then we have you next to Maya Douglas, and then I couldn't remember these two names, but oopsies.
Oh, well, there she is again.
By the way, I'm also a huge fan of Erica Andrews,
Of course, who's not?
and I never got to meet her in person, but I'm sure she was a wonderful woman, and I'm
Wonderful.
Yeah, she definitely had a spunky personality. Where were you at right there? Do you
Yeah,
remember?
you're bugged down.
Yeah, that was Miss Bottom Lash and
You look like you
everything.
just told me, boo.
We used to always play. I don't know where we were at, but we
Yeah.
was somewhere being silly.
Mugged
Okay.
down.
She would
This is-
always do this thing where
What's your favorite thing about her memory?
it's this. She would sit in the dressing room, and then you would all of a sudden just say, "Oh, you're so bad. You're just bulging," and she would just start talking to her breast.
She would talk to her breasts.
Being bad and naughty.
I love that.
Dainty.
Yes,
Me
she's
right
so
off the doctor's
cute.
table.
Okay.
I love
Oh
that.
my god.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what, Miss Tommie, I want to thank you so much.
Is it
for-
over?
It is.
Oh, this was wonderful.
We're done.
Wasn't it?
Yes, we're done. Thank you.
Wonderful. And congratulations.
Thank
Oh,
you,
thank
Miss
you.
Tommie.
This is amazing.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it. I want to thank you for being here.
Totally.
Thank you for taking the time out to come here. Thank you, Hector, for coming out here again for us.
And we also want to thank you guys. Oh, wait, actually, we're getting
Oh
ahead of
my
ourselves
God, that's so
again.
right.
So we have a little gift for you, too.
We have a gift, Miss Tommie.
It's
a
a check for $10,000.
I'm joking. No, so Miss Tommie, so we have this printed out, and we've been having all of our guests and bartenders sign it for us. So we would really appreciate if you could give us your signature.
Somewhere
for
preferably
you.
where we can sell it.
Yeah.
So just a corner or something.
Make it good. Put it in the middle.
Period.
Too right, absolutely.
Only Tommie Ross.
The one and only.
The
one and
living legend, honey.
I hope y'all clock that.
Tommy, how does that feel whenever
People
people
see your
give
name
you
out
that like vibe and they always say like Miss Tommie Ross, the living legend, the one and only.
Because I'm so shy, it still makes me go.
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah.
But I'm sure.
Little girl moment.
But you know what, Tommy? We can't help it.
I
We can't help but to announce you in that
Totally.
way.
I was gonna apologize for cussing after.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
Why?
say, don't be cussing around.
I
Miss
know,
Tommie
I
like
was.
that.
And that's another thing too. Why do people do that?
I don't
It's
know.
just, I don't know. It's because I learned from the girls
It's a regal
before
vibe.
me,
It's a regal
so
vibe.
you know.
And I'm Latina, my mom would slap the shit out of me. So, yeah.
Okay, y'all, relax.
Next one. Oh.
Respeta que son mexicanos.
And then, thank you, Miss Tommie.
Thank you.
Oh my God, what a beautiful.
We don't deserve you.
Yeah, we really don't. Here you go, Miss Hector.
And then Hector.
Hector, you can.
Is this the episode I get to sign the board?
Yeah, you're right, because you didn't get to sign it other ones. That's right.
Well,
You
there's
sign up for us.
Since you know I'll probably be the bartender featured
This
more
is
on
so
this
cute.
podcast.
Okay,
Girl,
just sign it.
girl.
Oh, not the Sharpie.
Yeah,
baby,
keep it
girl.
cute, baby.
Oh,
Oh, I hate gay people.
I hate these punks. Damn sign, girl.
Just give us a sign. I hate
Thank
gay
you.
people.
So ugly.
And now that we have the
You're about to
legendary.
think fast.
We got.
Okay, I'm gonna see you after set.
Yeah, see me.
I'm gonna see you after set. Now that we got all of our signatures out of the way, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. And again, thank you, Tommie Ross, for shedding just some sickening wisdom across the dolls
And
tonight.
just letting us get to know you a little bit more, Tommy. It really is a pleasure.
Thank you.
Kind of diving deep a little bit into
to your life.
history.
It's beautiful.
And again, please, you guys, if you're out there, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Let us know how you feel.
Totally.
Who do you want to see next on the show?
Yes, absolutely.
We
And
have
go ahead.
plenty of options available, I'm sure.
Do we?
I really
No,
hope
you're
so.
right. We do in the description.
And until next time,
Girl, shut the fuck
up.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.